Good morning. How are you doing? Welcome to my channel. 5 Mirror Tarot. Oh, this is going to be a humdinger. I hope it's beautiful where you are. I hope you're already starting on your day, collective. Now then, this is a timeless reading. We do appreciate if you're at least 18. This is for entertainment purposes only. Oh my goodness, look at this. Now then, release karma for the highest good, collective. Get yourself comfortable for this morning's tarot enhanced channeled message. Wait, what just happened? The final dirty move to avoid accountability and face the truth or consequences. The brutal truthiness is a common tactic adopted by your narcissist to feign verbal sanatorium level of verbage diablo. That's from Penny Dreadful. The verbage diablo, the verbal diarrhea that the psycho, the psychos, let's see, what is that when they're a hypochondriac? This would be a psychochondriac. See what we did there? We'll act like they're all nice and caring while shifting from the decadent de-evaluation phase into the debilitatingly damaging discard. Yeah. So I'm using the tarot and the fairy oracle. But karma's computer said no. Computer says no. So no. They aren't getting away. They're not getting away with this. Okay, now. This is everyone in Speedos. Judgment. You know it in your bones. You've been through this a million times. And here you are as the star. You're just fine going off and doing who you are. But you can feel it in your bones. You graduated from all this stuff. They're trying to kick and scream and get you to go back to how it was. See, everyone's in a bathing suit. And this, the Lover's card next to the Tower, all of these are major arcana. This is a discard, energy-wise. This is what the tarot is showing here. But, oh, wait till we get to the fairy oracle. The fairies aren't messing around with these people. They do not like your person. Whatever fairies that you've called in that protect you, they could have been protecting you for generations. You inherited your house brownie of fairies that protect you and yours. Is that it? Did we do it? Oh, it's Deuteronomy. How are you? Welcome to my channel. Now, the reason I do this is so I can connect with you. I want to connect with all you guys. I get plenty of company in the 5D and the other dimensions. But it's the 3D where I'm trying to get the hang of all of this. So I'll continue to use this space as my diary so that I can put my truth about my experiences. Right now, what we're going to talk about is hovering. It's what your angels and ancestors, but also through the tarot, your spirit team, your spirit guides. But I'm picking up this energy from specific frequencies from this element of air, ideas, thoughts, ideologies, belief systems, on how you can see mine is hovering me right now, and he's very subtly doing the love bombing. But I can see in his character schmoozing me, hovering. I'll get to that in a minute. So anyone that this resonates with, are you being hovered right now like I am? A lot of this stuff that I'm picking up on is what I'm going through with mine, is why I do this in real time. These aren't theories. Everything that I share with you is what I am doing to make the grade by going inward. That is what changed all of this. And I think a lot of you, intuitively, you just started doing you started doing these things as well. It's part of your survival. You are carrying energy for a sense of optimism. You carry health and fertility and promise here. This is from the fairies trying to butter you up, building up how you are living. This one is, it's going to be Deuteronomy. Hold on. So this one is Psalms 32:7. Thou art my hiding place. Yeah, you come here so that do not watch the news. You come in here. You come here. Instead, you come here and play. And thou shalt preserve me from trouble if you come here to 5 Mirror Mirror Tarot. We have a grand old time here. Thou shalt shall compass me about with songs of deliverance. This resonates to mean that God is a sanctuary, a hiding place, and that He protects us from trouble. He brings in songs of victory or songs of deliverance. Now then, the tarot is warning about a discard, narcissistic rage, being punished. It's bubbling over. Your karmic thinks that they did not receive enough external validation to get unstuck with a dark business plot, and they think that they deserve some kind of reward for doing this. So what crosses your situation? We're using the tarot and the fairy oracle as far as a discard goes. That is the final dirty move. To avoid accountability is when they're going to walk away. Sometimes it's permanently, but other times it's like in my case, for who this would resonate with, to where you go no contact, it becomes a different competition, a different level, where they have to hook you back in to get dominance and control over the whatever the connection or relationship is what they start with, so that they can get one over on you again, and to be mean to you just for the thrill of being nice to you for just so long, and just so they can hurt you more and more each time they discard you. And at one point, because you walk away, it could become a no contact, a permanent discard, that they didn't mean for it to become a permanent discard, but life works is funny that way. You're not alone. There's evidence of being taken care of as your self-care practices. And you get new ways to love that others reciprocate for you. Some of you love it. It's a great relief to know that you're not alone. You're being hovered right now. I'll get to it in a minute. Or love bombed. But you've been through this before. You recognize it. When a divine chosen one who comes here, we're a sanctuary. Whatever it is you adhere to, you trust in a higher purpose, a higher energy, a higher frequency, or our Lord God. You be reassured that your life is quite safe when you come here on this channel. When you come here. Your karmic person is unstable. High level of strong fear and stress. They're getting karma. And deep hurt. They were betrayed by you first, because you healed yourself from all of this stuff they're trying to do to you in real time again. If they're hovering you in, going to lull you back in a false sense of security in the connection. Going to future fake you. Going to make you all kinds of subtle promises when they go off, they're going to be passive aggressive, even in a narcissistic rage, and you'll be able to feel it. I'm not a doctor. I'm speaking from experience. There are these personality traits that you know they're going to be displaying, because you can feel when they're going to discard. They can't wait to be mean. They're aching to be mean-spirited to you. They're usually... I learned about a lot of this when I was a young person, like Abnormal Psych 101 class, because they can overlap with things like being a psychopathy personality disorder or as antisocial personality disorder. An NPD can flitter back and forth between those different mindsets and energies. I'm not a doctor, I just read energy. And this is what this spread is warning you about: a discard now. That is the final dirty move. Again, if they can walk away, then they feel they're never going to face the music. They're never going to have to take responsibility. No matter what sin has marred your life and your soul in this incarnation today, David is telling you to embrace forgiveness. But forgiveness is found in God alone. But you have to forgive yourself first so He can give you mercy, and then He can forgive you. So your sociopaths are more dangerous than a narcissist. I'm not a doctor. Google it. It's a fact. People with antisocial personality disorder are more likely to engage in ruthless, abusive acts or controlling relationships. David is ecstatic about the quality of power of forgiveness and really wants to share the good news. He shouts about it. Now, your narcissists are ashamed and embarrassed that you quit them, you cut them out, you walked away. One reason why they want to hoover you back in, because you did that to them before they could do it to you. They're that petty. A karmic person is perplexed how you healed and left them in the lurch. Now the title, I haven't, wait, because this was the vibe that the tarot and the fairy oracle were screaming about. A great big discard. Like all the narcissists got together for the secret Masonic handshake, and they decided that now is the time to act. We're all going to be so non-stop cavalcade over the waterfall, chaos, drama, non-stop, so that, and this is in your niche of the world, but it's also out there in the entire world. And it's running its course. That energy is running its course. But the fairies are warning for a lot of us that can't go no contact yet. For whatever reason, we don't judge you on my channel. They're protecting us by pointing out, well, all of their patterns, but that there's so many of them right now that are going to be walking away. It doesn't have to be an intimate relationship. Whoever you're in these toxic relationships, because of what we discussed in yesterday's video, the energy, they can feel it in their bones. So they're kind of addicted to the discard, because they have to be good, or, like fly reel fishing. You before you can set the hook, you play this little invitation to the dance with that rainbow trout. Thank you, Holy Spirit. So, the fairy's hair was on fire with this one. And they said, wait, what just happened? The final dirty move. They said en masse a lot of narcissistic bosses, family members, friends, again, friends and family that aren't your blood relatives, organizations you belong to, etc., corporations. Maybe you're in business for yourself. Maybe you're an artist or a musician or creative. Got it? But you deal with these toxic people are getting ready to run, some of them, especially if you're in a business partner going to cut and run. A husband could cut and run, and you've got children. I'm not trying to scare anyone, but these are narcissistic people that are stuck in their own head right now because they are going to do this because they can feel they have to avoid accountability because they just can't take it. They can't face the truth and they can't face the consequences. So they're going to be spot on, trying really hard. Desperate psycho hypochondriac feigns, quote, a diarrhea. They will I'm not a doctor. These people are so wound up on the inside, chewing themselves up. Digestive problems, can't sleep, not hydrating. Some of them are drinking or whatever their addictions are. Sometimes their addictions are doing things to you like the devaluing you first. You're seeing the passive aggressive backhanded compliments. Oh, here we go. You've seen this before. And if it's the first time, your intuition is nailing it. That's what the fairy said. They said their hair was on fire with this one. These are the ones that watch out for you, probably watched over your family for generations. Especially if your heritage is Celtic or Scottish, Irish, Welsh, British. The fairy realm. From your ancestors. Someone has developed a relationship with a special fairy to meet and work with them in your astral residence. And they're saying to whoever I'm talking to, whichever one of you out there in the collective, to make haste, impulsiveness, and spontaneously balance yourself. They're throwing up shields. They're throwing up protection for you. Working with your spirit team, working with your angels and your ancestors. And this is the element of earth being beneficial and helping you. So they're saying that this discard is going to be so granddaddy of them all, harsh, that you could snap, you could start going backwards, where you're going to go in your south node, and that's what's going on here. Their hair is on fire, and this little darling, I made this mask. She's in the southern quarter. She's in the south. Their hair is on fire. They're getting information for you to protect you and to work with all of your elements of air are your ancestors, your angels. They work together. A discard. Well, welcome to my channel, 5 Mirror Tarot. Naturally, I will be sharing a channeled message for you. It's also blended with the tarot. And this tarot reading is tied to, it was the fairies. Wait, what just happened? They zeroed in on what your narcissist is getting ready to do to you. If you have children, they don't just discard you. They abandon and reject children and pets. Got it? They're preparing you for someone going to do something in haste. They're not going to think. They're being selfish. They're being self-absorbed, and they don't want to take accountability, and that's why the fairy's hair's on fire. Your angels are pissed. Your angels and ancestors are gnashing their teeth. They're not putting up with it. And so they're being clued in. You know, the fairy realm is telling your angels and ancestors directly, especially those that are part of your DNA. They've been protecting the wee fine folk. The wee folk have been taking care of you and yours for generations. They've been protecting you from generational curses over in Ireland, over in Scotland. I have a relative that's name is on a plaque in Scotland because he was executed for being a witch. Got it? This is how close that energy is to my kith and kin to this very day. We have the fairy folk that watch out over me and mine to this very day. Just so you know, if you like the energy on my channel, you really should subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. All notifications. Hit all notifications, because I do these videos every single day. And I don't take donations. I do it because I love doing it. So, this message is being channeled for entertainment purposes as well, so that you know how to show up as a soul family, as we grow this soul family. But I'm happy that we have 3. Now the collective consciousness is able to grow on this channel and move forward as we have fun. This is for the soul tribe's highest good, and for the highest good of us all in the entire collective consciousness. I trust that there's some information tucked away for you. And you are attracted to this video for its vibration, for the information is timeless, and maybe this was the perfect place needed for you to squeeze this reading into a future higher timeline for you to move into. And I'm so proud of the inner work that I have seen the collective consciousness, especially you. I'm proud of you. Thank you for being here. I'm so happy you're here. I can't wait. I'm so proud, and I owe you respect and gratitude for being here with me today. And I love how you took back your power from those toxic people in your life. Now, you see the devalue. You know that it gnaws at the back of your brain. You're right now empowered to be the real you. All of your own inner bliss is mirroring back to you. It's reflected. This is the mirror technique in the tarot. We're honing in on your unconscious beliefs. Not just what you tell people you believe. Your unconscious beliefs. And I'm reading whatever your energy is right now. This is like an energy check that has to do with this tarot card reading and the fairy vibration that we're tapping into with the Brian Froud, are saying this is a final dirty move. They're avoiding accountability. They're going to act nice and caring while shifting from all these little passive-aggressive layers before they're going to let somebody have it. And I think intuitively that you know this. You attract a mirror of your soul, but it's platonic or romantic coming in is why they are doing this. If you want it to happen or not, you are attracting in a platonic or a romantic, very highfalutin soul mate. They could be platonic, but I don't think so. Dissolve your false self. Madison Avenue has manipulated mankind since I got here. namely through Saturday morning cartoons for us and the commercials for toys and things and cereal and everything was lobbed at our generation. I'm sure, my sister's was the beginning of the baby boomers. She was the first original wave. I was like wave 3. Dissolve your false self. Madison Avenue manipulates that all the time. Your false self, and I'm not a doctor, is what toxic people criticize, bullies, and mess with. They're messing with your false self because it's already being manipulated by television commercials, social media. That's why I keep going on about, on my channel, we learn how to cope with mass media. This is what I'm talking about. Your false self is not your higher self. Your higher self will wear their guts for garters while attending the dragon's ball. That would be your narcissist. They will wear your narcissist guts for garters while attending the dragon's ball. Everyone has a false self, or we wouldn't do jury duty. That's a fact. Google it. Or other social contracts and stuff. We wouldn't. If we didn't have one, we wouldn't do it. Narcissistic bullies are targeting to destroy your false self, is what this reading is saying. Hold on. Destroy your false self is the name of the game. They fed their true self in their own skin to their false self. This is my opinion. I'm not a doctor. It's just what I discovered in my own case. But I noticed a pattern over and over. Again, from my childhood, my mother was diagnosed as a narcissist. So my life experience is what I'm speaking about. And I could compare what she did to what he does. And she's better at it than he is, thankfully. I learned from a master. Now then, let me get over here. You're going to love this. This is them schmoozing you and being charming, but look what's on the inside. Look what's on the inside. Look at that face. They can't wait. They can't wait. It's like a drug. The discard for them is like the most exotic supply on all levels, not just the mundane, usual, daily. And here's the Tower. It's not working and they know it and can feel it. This is why they're going to run. Some of them are going to run. You might never see them again. You need to prepare for that. Because some of you, that's what you're manifesting. This is the Magician. You're manifesting this time they're not going to make that decadent energy, gorging on your energy. You took all of the fun out of it. You figured it out. So, congratulations. Hello, my kitty. He's over here. He's so sweet. What's the next one? This one. Oh, no. Gravity works. Okay. Okay, then. All righty. Well, then. Stay. Okay, now. No, those two will stay. Someone is hiding new supply from someone who's already been discarded. 2 is what this reading is indicating. The narcissist weaponize their false self is what gaslighting, for example, that's why it harms you. They weaponize their false self and go after your real false self that just shows up for jury duty and does social contracts like a normal person. Got it? They're trying to destroy your normalcy, your sweetness. And that's what the fairy realm is. Why their hair is on fire. They're pissed. So this is the paradox. I'll show you. And the luathas of the wild, this vibration is wild. The paradox is the fairies that protect you and your angels, all of them have their knickers in a bunch. Your ancestors that have permission now, you need to give them permission to do this or they can't do a thing. To go and have a talk, a talking to your toxic person. They target the false self, and it keeps, your false self keeps complying with rules and morals. And you want to be fair. That's how you are. That's your false self. This means, and I'm not a doctor, this is for educational purposes only. I am sharing my experience with you to see if this resonates. A narcissist makes you an extension of themselves, according to Samuel Vaknin in every video over in Narcissist Land to the present day. They want to make you, well, it starts with your false self. See what they do? They want to make your false self an extension of themselves as a self-soothing coping mechanism in a weird way for them, according to Vaknin, that gives them something in common with you, but you're just not in on this inside joke. You're not in on this theorem. You're not in on it. You're just along for the ride with nothing in context because they like it that way. Make it so you voluntarily now. They have to get you to do it because they're not that smart. Make it so they manipulate you. You voluntarily now weaponize your false self. Let's see a show of hands. That resonated. I felt it. They want to lower you voluntarily. You lower your vibe from calm, cool, and collected. Something that they lack inside. So they don't want you to have that. Why should collective be able to do that? I will just upset collective. They can't control themselves long enough to relax like you do effortlessly. So this is envy. So they keep setting up fights and resistance in their thick little head, and they weaponize their false self. It's already been weaponized forever. They've used on everyone before they got their hooks into you. So the weaponized false self must shatter your sweet, normal false self. And they use this technique intuitively. I'm not a doctor. This is my opinion, to create high-octane narcissistic supply at some level of narcissistic supply. They love and adore you on some level, but they love you, collective, and will tell you, I love you, I adore you. And that part of them does mean it. And they do believe that part of them does love you. That's why this is hard on everybody in a narcissistic, with an NPD, a real one. I'm not a doctor. This is they adore you, but listen to me. This is my opinion. They hate your false self. Because your false self protects your true self that you didn't mangle for whatever reason. They mangled theirs. See, they want you to match in these low vibrational ways. They think that is love. That's my opinion, not Bachman's. Got it? It's my opinion because I'm living it. Think I can have a channel on YouTube if I'm not living it? Because I am. And I take what I go through in the here and now, in the present tense. Learn and glean what we can from my past and your past, for us to stay in the here and now so we don't stress out over the past. And if you're with a narcissistic person, we cannot afford the luxury of worrying about the future. What are they going to do to me in the future or not do in the future? Are they going to push my buttons? Are they going to discard me? Are they going to just torture me? Are they going to, I got away? Are they going to lure me back in? How do I? No, on my channel, we have to stay in the present tense. We have to keep our chakras in balance in the here and now. That if we think of the past or the future, that's an attachment to some kind of an outcome. Can't afford that, or we stop magnetizing our souls and attracting in what it is. See, that's what the fairy realm is saying in this reading. The discard is to stop you from moving forward. So, they adore you, and they'll tell you this, and they do mean that. They do mean that. But they hate your false self because it wants to be fair, and they want so much for you to break and snap and be brittle, and you're not. You're calm, cool, and collected, and they can't do that. They can't raise their vibration like you do. Raise yours. So they have to attack you and always pull you down, where you voluntarily, because you are. If you allow your vibration to drop and you go off and fight with them while you're choosing, they're making up reasons to discard you, is what the fairy is saying in the Oracle of the Fairy. Yeah. Now then, this is the paradox. This is what the fairies are warning you. Look at that face. They're chomping at the bit. They can't wait to hurt you, to treat you like dirt, to discredit you, to not care what you feel or what your opinions are, again, only on steroids, when they discard you and take you back, and then they love bomb you, and they're sweet and nice and act. It's an act. They're being nice. They're acting like they're nice. It's an act. So that when they do the discard, it really hurts. Because they're using a face that is non-threatening when they discard you. But this is what's behind that non-threatening face. Let me make sure. I see his little hands. Okay, I'll do this. This is the luwafa of, this is that wild energy. This is the energy of them chomping at the bit. That doesn't look good, that vibration. That's when they know they have you, and they're going to wound you, and they're going to hurt you, and it's going to be raw. And then they're going to reject and abandon you. They don't care as long as it hurts you tremendously. And it creates, they're hoping, even more trauma bonding. A new trauma bond. So their hair was on fire. Wait, what just happened? They could feel it. And so they're warning you. The final dirty move to avoid accountability and face truth or consequences. They don't care. They're going to walk away on all levels, even physically, some of them. The brutal truthiness, that's the, what is that called, man? Oh, constructive criticism is an oxymoron. It's crap. A narcissist invented that shit is what. It's a common tactic adopted by your narcissist to feign verbal sanatorium level. That's a chart level of verbiage diablo. The verbiage diablo, see, look. Verbiage diablo came from Penny Dreadful. It was a series on Showtime or something. Penny Dreadful. The verbage diablo, the devils speak. Devils double speak. Verbal diarrhea. That psycho will act like they are nice and caring while shifting suddenly with the gotcha fairies, the ones whose hair's on the fire. The sudden change, like flipping a switch. The decadent devaluation phase, oh, they're drooling. At that point, they've almost got you set that hook, like a rainbow trout, into the forward to the debilitatingly damaging to you discard. But the fairy realm and the tarot are saying no. Right back to them. Whoop. Well, that was a close one. I'm very nimble for my age now. Congratulations. You broke out that pattern, you broke out of it, and you're replacing the hardship with ease of life in your own skin, in your own life, which is a lovely twist. They don't like it. It's a real nice surprise for you, so congratulations. No more being bogged down by karmic storm timelines that they keep throwing at you. You gladly push forth new efforts to balance out adversity while preserving your inner peace with joy too. Taking the good with the bad, peace. Okay. The Faith of the Floofers, the death card isn't really like, that kind of D word, of deceased. And the hidden one is that imp of the perverse vibration in them that they can just do stuff and get away with it because they can. They can be despicable and justify it in their own little heads because you don't deserve something or you deserve to be punished or so. Your inner divine masculine collective, your inner divine feminine are holding each other. They are nurturing their bond in your own skin. And this creates a lot of healing for you on all levels. Your inner divine masculine, your inner divine feminine, realize that you've been through the ringer. You've marched through fresh hell too many times to count. And they are teaming up inside your heart space to substantially balance your inner workings into a permanent pH balance. The fairies warn you about the narcissist is dropping the charm offensive. They're going to show you reality says this is a facade, this is a mask, and it's about being a charming, loving, caring individual is BS. That's what the hidden one next to the death card. And the flap of the floofers is you just innocently being yourself. And once again, the fairies are saying they're doing the same crapola, different day. Same SOS, same old different day. Your life is tied to source, though, a divine shakeup to pull you out of the narcissist's grasp, and they don't like it. And they are, you are an empath, and you are shielding yourself on all levels, is what they're telling you to do in this reading, because they see the discard coming, so that you stop yourself from soaking those energies up inside of you, because you're an empath. No longer, it has malingered long enough, and you cut that shit out. You release it to the source, you surrender, and source is releasing what you purge. You're doing it, but they're making sure it's a sealed deal, and you start living the light and the truth that you follow. And this is expanding your consciousness. Let's see if I can do this without this. Yeah, I banged it really hard that time. Let's see. Okay, now. That's you minding your own business. See, those mushrooms are being grounded. You're close to the earth. That's root chakra. Working on your root chakra, your sacral chakra, your solar plexus chakra. Keeping your heart chakra open. The fairies love you is why they're telling you that this discard is building up. They're showing you the signs and the patterns being done. The same old crap, but they're showing you how they're leveling up or bossing up in a toxic way, and how they're going to do these patterns, but they've kicked it up a notch so that you're prepared, so that you neutralize it. See, that's the death card is changed. With the gotcha card over there to the very, very far left, she's the one that said, wait, what just happened? That was the gotcha fairy. And this is the hidden one. The fairy realm is saying that this person's smiles don't meet their eyes. This person, like I said, in Tarot Land, they would go as far as to say this person hates you collective. I'm saying they don't. I'm the only one on my channel, I bet, in all of YouTube land that does it this way. I'm saying they adore you and love you, which is why this is so hard, because you're an empath and you can feel that, and they know it. They know you can feel it. They know you can feel it. They hate your false self. Everyone has a false. They hate everyone's false self. There. This is my opinion. I'm not a doctor. But this is my experience and how I make sense of it and put it into context so I don't go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That and having a therapist is really the way to go. So they are the hidden one. But what this means for you is you going deeper, deeper still into discovering more about you and your inner child and your higher self together, the three of you frolicking like in the Three of Cups, celebrating in your own skin and expanding your consciousness and your whole inner world that way. Shielding yourself so that you don't leak any of your energy all over creation like you all were doing. You're doing better with that, though. See, I give y'all credit where credit is due. Oh my God, it's my sleeve, isn't it? Okay, see? Here's that Three of Cups I just told you. This is your highest self. This is your inner child and yourself celebrating. Because you figured it out and you're not going to go through the pain of raw pain of another discard. Because you are full grown, but some of you, when they do this, you've got children. And so you can't even take care of yourself. You have to take care of the children that are also being hurt. They don't care who they hurt. These three are, what's this one? Six of Cups, Three of Cups. That's the Nine of Cups. Seven of Swords. In the past, they're being all smarmy opportunist. This is you reconnecting with all of your spiritual tools. That includes the fairy realm, along with your angels and ancestors, the divine, and everything that you do and don't adhere to, coming together to bring forth celebration and happiness. There is one, some of these control freaks will become increasingly aggressive towards you right now. That's where the gotcha fairy, she's the one that started this whole reading. Gotcha. Every person has a false self as an instinct. It's part of your fight or flight survival instincts. Google it. I'm not a doctor. To unconsciously navigate narcissistic social situations steeped in uncertainty. That's what it is out there in the world right now. And we have to cope with mass media and to protect the self. This is why the gotcha fairy has you looking at this reading, collective. I'm not a doctor, so I think unconsciously a narcissist or a bully now. attacks your false self on purpose, like a way to destroy your true self. Maybe they're doing it subconsciously, maybe they're doing it consciously, who can say? It's my opinion, I'm not a doctor. A narcissist, for whatever reason, didn't like their own true self, so they took its true self chi, its energy, and they turned it, their true self, into a form of narcissistic supply right out of the chute. This is my opinion. And then they fed it to their false self. Every normal human being that starts out, your false self and your true self are supposed to work together and guide each other. Not with an MPD. They gutted their true self, hollowed it out, and drag it around on a little leash behind them. It's still there, but it's a dried out husk of itself. That's energy I'm reading. I'm not a doctor. But that's also the energy I read around my experience, to what I saw going on inside of my toxic spouse. Not a doctor. I'm an energy worker. We're married. I'm allowed to do that. No offense, YouTube. So they took the true self's chi, their energy in essence, and turned it into narcissistic supply, fed it to their false self to weaponize their false self so that they will never be hurt again. Now, Wagner is the one that taught me they do this so that they will never be hurt again by anyone again. That's why they do this. They were hurt so bad and shamed. So he said excruciatingly shamed, so deep-seated, so deeply by somebody that mattered, like a parent or a grandparent or something. They'll never be hurt that badly again is why. And their new identity, and they're in love with that new, they're in limerence, they're in puppy love with that new identity to create, to show to the world that, not that they don't like their true self. They'll never see that again. They're only going to see this. And that will protect them, so they think. And that is to make you like they are, to, in that way, that is you becoming an extension of the narcissist, Your false self is challenged daily. This is my theory, I'm not a doctor, so that they don't like it. They don't like not getting to the center of the Tootsie Pop. How many licks does it take, that commercial? How many licks does it take, Madison Avenue? 3. 1, 2, 3. That was the commercial we saw on Saturday mornings for Tootsie Pops. So you're like a Tootsie Pop and you don't know they're trying to get to your true self, but your false self is protecting it. Their false self didn't protect their true self, says they. It was doing what it was supposed to, but didn't please them. Wasn't good enough. It's my theory, I'm not a doctor. You only need your false self to fit in, like a normal person. You're a narcissist? Someone must have a perfect false self in order to fit in, or to appear normal too. You have a false self and a true self, and you just la. They can't stand that. You fit in because you fit in. You already fit in. They use this false self to fit in, to force themselves to fit in. You don't have to do that. So they want your false self to be forced to fit in too. They're jealous that you already fit in. You and I, the targets of narcissism, our false self is much needed as a tool for common or customary interactions, or it's used for intuition aids for survival, like fight or flight instincts. Now this tarot and fairy oracle card reading indicate their true, vindictive, vicious, hostile colors is what you're being warned about here. The narcissistic bullies always gravitate towards an overdeveloped, rigid false self that controls and dominates and keeps sucking the life out of their own true self every day. They have to keep their own true self hidden away in shame. They want people to see you as the villain, so they gaslight and they blame, twist, and they scapegoat on you. The narcissist would love it for you to stay wounded and stuck and to live a lie in your own skin like they do. But they must convince you to do this. But see, you already fit in. You don't need to do this. So they get pissed off and they punish you for being you. I'm not a doctor, but I feel some of you are in an I am ready now energy. Yeah, you're right. They're not going to discard me. I can see their patterns. Sometimes the false self is chronically ego-driven and severely so into being only self-serving, and it's irritating as hell. Well, that's you when you're acting like your narcissist. You don't like it, so you don't do it. They do it all the time. Narcissistic bully feels inauthentic, not authentic, and that undermines the brain. So they want you to feel not authentic in your own true self, and that will undermine your brain. See? And then you carry the energy of self-doubt and confusion, which is why they do this to you, because they carry self-doubt and confusion and insecurity and are. But for no reason. It makes your brain hurt, doesn't it? Because they're trying to force you to be what you are not. False self is supposed to be malleable, mutable, not fixed or cardinal energies. I'm saying that this toxic false self theory, that's my own theory, that it is a frequency of energy. Got it? But I'm still going to tell you I'm not a doctor. Every human is divided into true self and false self. Every human has masculine and feminine polarities inside, in your inner world sanctuary. So this tarot fairy oracle, I feel that they're saying that this toxic person, this bully, wants to trick you into blaming yourself. They want to trick you into trying anything that you can come up with that will make things go back to where you become a doormat and you allow them to hurt you for good old anxiety. So that's what this is. This is the gotcha. Yeah. This is them being an opportunist, lying, cheating, stealing on you, and then cheat on you and then make you wind up apologizing to them because you got hurt. Taking them back, and you apologize to them and they cheated on you, for example. 6 of Cups. This is the fairies warning you, is what that one is. They want to add that to you getting together with your higher self, your angels, your ancestors, your higher self, and you celebrating with the divine. And the fairies are, see? And there's the gotcha. The sudden change or shift, that warning you that this is what they were going to do to you with the discard, to hurt you tremendously so. Hurt you deeply. Okay, fixing this. Oh, here they go. Here they go. King of Swords upside down is the narcissist and the lovers. False self energies are adaptive, like an energetic bridge or an adaptogen energy. An adaptogen energy, I'm not a doctor, used by the collective consciousness in today's reading. The narcissists love to live longer in their false self version of their self than other normal human beings do in their false self. I'm not a doctor, I'm an energy worker, so this is for entertainment purposes. I use the Fraud decks to ferret out The vibration today, they were telling me about this discard, so I could share with you how all this works. You can Google it and see that what I'm telling you is true. The vibration I'm saying is to keep the topic in context. So in my opinion, when I'm talking about the false self, I'm talking about a vibration. I'm an energy worker. Don't need to be a licensed professional to be an energy worker. I use the Frau deck to pinpoint narcissism. And they spelled out today the lesson was about being discarded. But this energy, the fairies told me, demonstrates or resonates to identify persons, places, or things in both the 5D and the 3D blended into a channeled message for the entire collective consciousness. These little bugaboos, these little stinkers are in the same collective that you and I are in. We're all in the same collective. You have a socialized, polite society self, and you also have a personal, private side that isn't forced by society all the time to do all these, you have to be perfect vibe, that you are to be what they expect you to be. It's who you are, what you are being, not what you are doing. So on my channel, we make that distinction. I tap into the dark underbelly energies in the collective consciousness, and the fairies are sharing keen insights into a false self energy, which the Frau deck tells you, the viewer, right now, how your difficult situations with toxic people, places, and things are going to go. The fairy oracle is warning about enmeshment energies with toxicity, that this is not a good thing to be pulled into and enmesh your energies with, because it stops your ability to manifest and do what you're supposed to be doing. This is what these are. They're trying to knock you off of your commitment, your spiritual, your ascension, your soul work, whatever you are incarnated for, to do those things, not what being discarded and have to deal with all of these high school games. Like, what are you in high school? What are they, 15? Oh, that's middle school, though, isn't it? Here we go. Oh, that was a surprise. Surprise, Kim. Okay, now. They're probably feeling that you've disconnected energetically. You've blocked them from your true self. The numbed out feelings, the reality, and how other people and lives in a state of delusions. It's not a higher collective consciousness. So you can see that you're light years above them. They want to numb you out. They want to take you out of your reality. Now, Samuel Vaknin, V-A-K-N-I-N, his videos explain how narcissists will hate their true selves if the personality disorder is rooted in, for any reason, personal and up close to the narcissist, that had created deep inside excruciating painful shame that fuels harsh insecurities that feel intolerable. The second they wake up to control every morning is why they are twitchy a lot of the time. He says they wake up in that shame, is just unbearable shame. Second their eyes pop open. Samuel Vaknin, V-A-K-N-I-N. Go look at all of his videos. He's a genius. That man saved my life. You're not the wounded warrior anymore because you know what I'm telling you is true. Yeah, I am being hoovered like you are, Kim. You can see the pattern, like, oh, here we go again, I'm not doing it. And see, this is the fairies in the oracle and the tarot today warning you what's a coming? They see the light. They're saying they're trying to use darkness to break you. With a discard, keep you from getting through that 8-8 landscape portal because you'll be in too much pain. Thank you, Holy Spirit. That's you saying, screw you, I'm going through the 8-8 landscape portal. And enjoying it for what? How many days? 16 days? Of you being in the light and getting it. See, they're wanting you. Your angels, spirit guides, everyone is wanting you. This weaponized false self is engaged to compensate for these raw negative feelings bubbling up inside of them. So to distract themselves, being stuck in their own head now, they don't like it. They gain validation from you and others. If they can be good and be validated, lovely, but if they can be horrible to you, they still get supply. Narcissist uses this contrivance as a hefty defense mechanism. They do not do self-reflection very well. It's uncomfortable. My opinion, I'm not a doctor. Must find ways to always start inner or outer chaos and drama. I'm not a doctor. To allow my toxic spouse to avoid confronting any way, shape, or form of connecting in a healthy way to that poor, tired, worn-out husk of a dried-out, true, flawed self. It winks at me every once in a while. I know he's got one. My opinion, I'm not a doctor. There was never a thing wrong with their authentic self. They self-sacrificed and went too far with it. And they won't ask for help. And that's kind of sad. So, desperate. They have to maintain an image of control to maintain an ideal image that they live up to that image. That's the brutal truth. I'm not a doctor. Socio-psycho act like that they are nice and caring before the discard. It's a common tactic for the narcissist to feign verbal diarrhea, a waterfall of niceties, to feign being nice and caring just before discarding someone, finding out the hard way. There's some secret shadowy energies that the fairies say right now are carrying a dark secret, and they are terrified that you're about to discover it. Is another reason why they might be bolting, why they might be running, because you're about to find out something for real. Hovering right now, love bombing again. I feel that's one hell of a way to go. That's the gotcha card, the manipulative strategery. He needs a constant supply of attention from me lately. I told you it's what I'm going through in real time. He needs to keep any scrap of validation from me a-going, so that he can't wait to devalue me and discard. I can feel it. I can feel it. So see, that's why I'm doing this. He's trying to ease his conscience for some reason, and God only knows what the reason is. Or he's merely trying that same old, trying to regain control over my destiny, or control of the marriage. Once he devalues me with constructive criticism, I know when we get to the, let me tell you a few things about yourself, Kim, that you don't know. But it's constructive criticism. Oh yeah, you try to do that to them, they lose that effing mind. You are filled to the brim with creative life force. You are roused up. You're getting going. You recharge your battery. You like it when things are getting exciting. Now, you ended this codependent toxic relationship, so for some of you, your narcissist has been obsessed ever since. You could be long gone. They're obsessed on you. And they're trying to suck you back into their toxic little But you ended it. Some of you, you've ended it. Some of you already ended it. You're getting ready to. And the fairies say your narcissists are on a hamster wheel. And they don't understand. Slow down. You move too fast. They don't understand moderation. They don't know how to take a slow pace. Let them. You go do you. Narcissist is rage-filled. You go do you. It's easy to explain. Anger's like fire, and it burns as well. Even if it's as an energy, they hold in the anger of a wounded heart soul. And they're hurt. Creation and destruction are linked. Never be nice to a narcissist or a bully again. Use your self-respect, your dignity, and that rules over you. That wild energy. You release, you have liberation, you are suddenly able to be free, you're liberated. The narcissistic is in terrible trouble. They have a serious problem. They are a joke. They're all a bunch of a-holes. And they're obviously losing control. They're getting tower after tower moment. And they are thrashing about in midair. Wild states in, it's like a wild stab in the dark state of mind. Gets them nowhere. Misunderstandings are ripe to escalate. That'll get them to the discard quicker. For someone very creepy and toxic in energy, it's a toxic masculinity on. Toxic masculinity. King of Cups reversed. Someone's very creepy and toxic in energy. Toxic masculinity. A cold shower. This one needs to take a cold shower. They need grounding exercises. They need to meditate. They need to back off. And they need to use fresh eyes to see things coolly, because they're hot, hot-tempered. With these toxic individuals, you need to be setting strong boundaries with them. Strong, peaceful boundaries so that you maintain your inner peace and harmony. Discard me, I don't care. I'm not bothered. I'm not discarding you now. They're gonna, oh, you're on to me. They're desperate. Hanging on with all their toes and fingers to you, and you just keep slipping away. This is them wanting, the Six of Swords, wanting to create choppy waters. Suck you in a maelstrom. The Prince of Light. The Prince of Light. That's the fairies warning you right now of the Seven of Pentacles, their treachery reversed. And that in this reading, the fairies are tuning you in to what to do, get you ready. They're going to discard you or try to hurt you. Leading up to the discard's going to be painful too. So they're warning you. So let's see. And Prince of Light. Let's see, the Prince of Light. Starting over. Seeing things with brand new perspective. Starting to improve from within. Treat yourself like your own best friend forever. So that is the Prince of Light. That is you, the Prince of Light. You go do this. This is what you go do. Where is it? Oh. Discard is a form of emotional abuse. The fairy oracle is saying, you already moved on and you healed. So this could be any relationship wanting to re-engage with you, especially if when Mercury retrogrades still, people from your past. This could be a former partner, business associate, client, friend, a family member, not just an intimate partner, to reclaim control, period. I'm not a doctor. I'm reading tarot for entertainment purposes only. So, suddenly someone is able and ready and willing, instead of trying to tug the horrible past along with them. That's you got rid of all that so you can get through the 8-8 landscape portal. Someone sees how to reduce the pain and change power back into their own hands. Step right up. Move that process smoothly along. Go from the present into the future to reduce your own suffering so that your journey goes smoothly. That's on the heels of that Six of Swords. Well, you're saying, no, I'm not going into choppy waters. You're not going to capsize my ship out at sea. See? Universe stepped in and is protecting you. See that bubble? The speaker of truth is you. And you're counting your blessings, and so because you're counting your blessings, the divine is pouring more blessings over your head so that you stay a little bit hungry, you don't rest on your laurels, and you keep gaining more and more and growing. I'm so proud of you. And then the hero, that's you. The hero, that's you. You are seen as heroic, a knightly, like chivalry. You embody enchantment. And tonight, during this reading, you hear the call of the fairy warning you about that final dirty move. They're doing it so they don't get karma. They don't want to face the truth or consequences. It's their brutal truthiness. That's the constructive criticism BS. And they're being nice and acting like they're caring while they're getting ready to bushwhack you, hurt you emotionally. You're not doing it. Tink. I see Tink. Tinkerbell. Okay, a merry heart makes for light work. Without clear communication, y'all are screwed. Now, it's vitally important for this reading from the Fairy Oracle and the Tarot together. It's resonating that the goal is for them to suck you in by hovering you, to reestablish contact, to regain dominance and control, but not do it authentically. Fake apologies, future faking. They do not realistically care about you or your well-being. No, never. That's what Tinkerbell is telling you. Collective, your duty to yourself is you use your free will to show self-care and self-love and self-love practices charged up with your willingness to do so. Joyful participation. You have virtue. You take joy in whatever job or chore or obligation or responsibility that you do, and you do it well. And you can do it playfully. You can do it easy peasy, or you can do it the hard way. The narcissist will be talking on attitude that is being demanding and oppressive. Use your discernment. What? Hold on. Ooh, I feel a stick right there. Right there. It's Deuteronomy. For the Lord thy God is a merciful God. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget. Or hath God swayed to go and take him, a nation, from the midst of another nation? My temptations, by signs and by wonders, and by war, and by a mighty hand, and by a stretched out arm, and by great terrors, according to all that the Lord your God did for you in Egypt before your eyes. Oh, those are the ones that we're kvetching. We should go back and be slaves because we're starving out here in this wilderness that you all let us into. Then they were smote. So that one right there, stretched out arm, that's the fairy oracle. That's the gotcha fairy. Her hair on fire saying, we've got to warn the collective, those in the collective, that you're about to be discarded, and that the road of suffering before they discard you is not going to be pretty, is what that means. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I'm sorry, I don't pick them. They say, do it now, and here we go. You're not taking happiness at a price anymore. You're not going to be discarded. Here's the arrows of love for you. I told you you're going to be going off and doing yourself, and then you attract in a platonic soulmate. That's the 8 of Wands. This is G. Horjab. This is them really wanting to hurt you. Look at that. Energies. Yuck. This fairy is showing you on their surface, reflecting what is going on inside your narcissist head, to how deeply they want to hurt you. The energy they're showing, this fairy is showing you the energy behind it that's driving it. They want you trapped in your own head, pining away for them. Why would you go back to being mistreated? But that's what they're doing. They're going to discard you. They're trying to see if you're going to, we're going to stay until something happened. I'm telling you, they're saying there's a secret. Once you find out, that's a deal breaker. And this is like tink. Tinkerbell, tink. That's the tink. Mischievous, fast-flying, strong fairy. She's crafty. She tinkers with things, known to break rules to follow her heart. This is the fairy realm, doing whatever it takes to warn you what's up ahead. What's up with those narcissists? You get joyful participation. You have virtue. You take joy in whatever you're doing. You keep doing you. Clear sight. Lust projection. Narcissist projects lust vibe onto you. Ew. A potent cold as ice vibration. Narcissistic energy becomes ridiculous, like a force for war. Warhawk vibe. Their false self attacking your false self. Only want oppression, domination at all costs. Have to win. Brutality or twisted, tacky, sensual fantasies. Ew. Is turned on the pervy perv. People just pick up on their smarmy and go, you're a perv, Phil. Phil the narcissist. You're a perv, Phil. You're a pervert. Someone arouses power who has potential for good, but can also have great potential to be pretty bad. If they use that potential to be destructive just because they can is kind of disgusting. So, the fairy oracle and the tarot say right now how this crumb bum of a narcissist can absolutely energetically sense when you or someone is energetically detaching from that crafty narcissist. It triggers a response. They will schmooze or charm you, and if that doesn't work, they're going to threaten you into thinking they can fix it any way they can. Or a volcano goes off out in the blue, like the one that went off in Russia. A narcissist is pretending to be other than what they really are, is catching up to them. They only want to fool others. Wake up and smell the toxic coffee. Their abrupt awakening to reality is explosive. And they could be very destructive. Use your discernment to stay away from them. Which is what this is. That's all of them. Well, that's wrong. It's getting away from them. That's you detaching. Scaring them. They don't like it. Because they know that's them running away. They did this to themselves. 3 of Swords and the Knight of Swords. Then we got the 6 of Pentacles. They're doing this because they think they're better than you. Yet they're envious of you and jealous of you and want what you have because you are the star. You don't see the star teaming up with the devil, is what the angel, oracle, and tarot are telling you in this reading. That what's needed here is not only an awareness of duty, but a merry approach to it, collective. You go find that platonic or romantic relationship and invest your energy in that. This resonates as a great energy shift, a great amount of energy. Everything the divine masculine touches becomes more of whatever good it is. You become more alive, more vigorous, more self-empowered. Or you too, miss. There's no gender in tarot. Here we go. You get the idea. Fire trine. You could be Leo. You could be Aries. You could be Sagittarius. Divine masculine or feminine. You could be Leo. You could be Aries. You could be Sagittarius. You've been through hell and back and you survived it. And so you can see the patterns. You're going to win this battle. You're going to win the war because you're not doing it. So this is teaming up with your inner child. You don't deserve to be treated like this. The singers of connection. Your connection to your higher self, and now through the fairy realm, your angels and ancestors, your spirit guides, your spirit teams, all working in tandem. And you smiling like you like it. Look at you, you liking it. Let me see. They're going to be crying over spilled milk, not you. Here we go again. The Queen of Wands paired up with the King of Wands. This is that platonic or romantic relationship. Well, I'm telling you, this person's going through devaluation and they're heading off a discard too. Their spirit team, their hair's on fire and telling that person that you're going to meet. You haven't already met them. You're in the same suit. The Lady of Joy. And himself. Himself. Again. Everything the divine masculine touches comes with more of whatever's good in it. You are coming alive. So you can see a discard coming. You're not doing it. You're not doing it. Okay. This is a divine feminine energy, the fawn. Or the hind from, wasn't the hind Harry Potter's mother's totem animal was a hind? Or this is a fawn. And she gave birth to Harry Potter. Temperance, everything is in alignment. You've been forewarned. So that you go on and you do yourself. This is pre-emperor, pre-empress energy. Some of you are going to be going off and writing poems, journaling, documenting, doing documentaries, writing a book. Hope. Hope might be envisioned as fairy dust or a whisper of starlight, or a small luminous bird or a spiritual guide with wings singing a song of encouragement to you. Well now, that sure was fun. Now remember, it was the fairy oracle. Come over here, Kim. Wait. What just happened? The final dirty move. To avoid accountability and face truth or consequences, they might run away. And it could hurt. The brutal truthiness is a common tactic adopted by your narcissist. In this reading, we spelled it out. We clarified how they will use verbage diablo, that's devil talk, double speak, a form of verbal diarrhea to smooth and charm you. That psycho will act like they are nice, but they're acting. They will act like they are caring, while shifting from devaluation quickly into the damaging effect of a discard. So, that's all I got for you for this one. It's pretty good for me, though. So collected. This is a timeless reading. Past, present, or future, doesn't matter when you or a loved one, if you share my videos, as long as you click on and view the entire video. To make sure these messages about narcissism being conveyed through oracles and tarot card readings is for entertainment purposes only, but it's for your entertainment. I want you to enjoy. I will be back tomorrow. I will do this every day because I love doing it. So I want you to go out there too. I want you to go out there and have a really great day.